Hello everyone, this is Jackson Madolche and welcome back to another video. Now today I'm going to do a deck profile on the deck that I was using in the last video I posted. I'm not entirely sure what type of deck profile you prefer, like just quick ones where I sort of just go through the cards, boom, or ones where I sort of explain the card choices and stuff like that. I'm going to do the second type just because that's the type I prefer. But I mean, if you have any opinions of that, I do post it in the comments so I can know which ones to do in the future. Starting off, I'm running one copy of Gem Garnet. So basically, we're running this because of Brilliant Fusion. It's got 1900 attack, so it's strongest as Gem Knight, so that's the only reason I'm running him really. I could run two of him, but instead of running one copy of Gem Knight Amber, just because it's a little bit synergy with the deck. When you Gemini summon him, you can discard a Gem Knight, so Garnet, to add in your banished cards to your hand, so that's something you banish with Hootcake or the Juggler if you use this effect. And next up I'm running one copy of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. This is because I'm running Emergency Teleport for recover, because I just think the tutorial base is so good in this format, and has been for a while, since like Necros became a thing, and it was still good before that with Shadows. Practically win games on its own, so that's what I think is worth running that. And then Ghost Ogre is a tuner, so you can go into Black Rose, and it's just a pretty good effect. So you can get rid of those continuous spells, just traps, or any monsters that are trying to use their effects. So into the Madolche, I'm running 3 copies of Madolche Angeli, pretty standard, 3 copies of Hootcake, again, pretty standard. I'm running 1 copy of Madolche Mageline. I don't really like running Mag in Madolche decks unless it's like pure Madolche, because I prefer more utility or trap cards and stuff like that. But in this deck I think it's worthwhile running it at least one, because Seraph gives you 2 normals, so if you have Mag, if you open just Mag and Brilliant Fusion and a bunch like spells and traps, you will always get the 2 normals off because Mag will give you the search. So I'm running 2 copies of Messenger Lotto, pretty standard, 2 copies of Mewfuel, pretty standard, and lastly I'm running 1 copy of Madolche Pudding Cess. This is because you can overlay with Seraph or Choco, and if you have Choco with Pudding Cess on, it's amazing because you can spam through your deck all day long. If you have Ticket, you can summon 3 times a turn. If you use like the field spell, her effect, and then boom, Ticket. And that's the 2 special summons off her, and then 1 of Ticket, so you just spam the field so hard. I think Pudding Cess is not too bad. This is like another thing to do with your Seraph. You can always just tribute something like for a Pudding Cess, like the Seraph for Pudding Cess, if you want, and then you have some players on the field. So into the Perform Mazes, I'm running 2 copies of Perform Maze Damage Juggler. So you banish him from the graveyard to add a Perform Maze from your deck to your hand. So this is one of the things you summon Brilliant Fusion. The other one will be Trick Clown. He also has 2 other effects, so you can send it from your hand when either you're going to take effect damage or battle damage. If it's effect damage, you negate the effect and destroy the card. If it's battle damage, it's Crevo, so you take 0. I'm running 1 copy of Perform Maze Hat Tricker. So basically this is just when you search him off the Damage Juggler, you special summon him. It says 2 or more monsters on the field, so either field, so you can have 2, they can have 2, 1 and 1. You know, what sort of thing. So it's basically just ways to keep your combos going with that normal summoning. It's sort of like the same thing what Emergency Teleport does. And also it's there, so it works well with Recover, and that's to go for Nat Beast. And lastly, I'm running 1 copy of Perform Mage Trick Clan, so when it's sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 Perform Mage, special summon it, attack percent becomes 0, and you take 1000. So basically it's just, if you send it Brilliant Fusion, boom, you get it right there, you attach it, you get it there. So it's just ways to get more rank 4s plays going. So lastly, I'm running 1 copy of Recover, so like I've already said, it's a Tutorial Beast, was the reason I'm running this. Also works out for Armades, which is a pretty good card. Can insta-win you like some matchups, you get like Yang Zings, etc. If you don't have any traps, you insta-win that matchup there. Just by being liable to Armades, the Yang Zings away. In this deck, its effect is actually usable. So if you have 5 or more extra deck cards in your extra deck, instead than your opponent, you can pay 2000 to special summon it. This is good against Pendulum decks, because they'll have cards in their extra deck, so it'll be more likely. But if you're not, first turn if you open Brilliant Fusion, you're going to be summoning Seraph. And let me assume you open things to summon probably a Leviair, and then probably something else. So there's already 3 less than your opponent, so you only just need a little bit more, and you can grab the Recover effect there. So with the spells, I'm running 2 copies of Brilliant Fusion, so basically the main card of the deck. You send any Gem Knight, and then in this case for Seraph, any Light, so Juggler, Trick Clown, or Ghost Ogre. And then you can special summon a Gem Knight, so in this case Seraph. His attack and defense becomes 0, but you can discard any spell from your hand to make his attack and defense normal, I think it's for the turn. Yeah, until the end of your opponent's turn. That's even better than I thought. So it's not completely useless if you just have to just sit there with a monster having 0. You can always discard a spell and then push there. When you want copy of Emergency Teleports, this is for Ghost Ogre and Recover. When you want copy of Foolish, this is for Juggler or Trick Clown, or you send any Madolche to, well, any card they say, to set up Hootcake, or any Madolche to set up a Tiara or a Choco play, if you want to do that. When 2 copies of Instant Fusion, this is just because Norden. It just lets you have more plays. So, like, say your opponent has like some traps and stuff, you know, instant fusion into Northern grab special. You're friendly against XYZ there, so they're gonna have to stop you, even if you like stack them. They're gonna have to stop you there, and then you can go for a play after that. So it's just less likely to stop your plays if you can go for more plays in one turn. That's why instant fusion is useful. Right, 2 copies of Shadow and 2 copies of Ticket, pretty standard. 1 copy of MST. Well, this deck was 40 cards, and I was just using this last card, but then I realised I only had 1 Gelato, so I put 2 in, and I just kept it at 41 because it's working pretty well. So yeah, I just think MST has been working pretty well, clearing back row, pendulums, etc. So for the traps, I'm running 1 copy of Bottomless and 1 copy of Compulsory. I'm running 1 copy of Madolche Knights. So the reason I'm running this is because quite often first in players you just open Angeli, and you end up with a defense mode Hoot Cake and either an attack or defense mode Gelato, depending on if you know what you're playing or not, and which would be best for the Gelato. And then Gelato will give you the search. Sometimes you'll already have Ticket. I don't really think it's worth searching the field spell, so I don't often do that. So I'll normally search for Ticket if that's my first time play. But if I already have the Ticket, I need something else. That's Knights, which gives X protection, negates an effect, which is, other than Ghost Ogre, technically negates an effect, but doesn't exactly. It's the only way to affect negation in this deck. I just think it makes the opening turn Angela just a little bit stronger, and she'll have nothing engraved there. That's Skyfire, you're trolling me. So I'm running 1 copy of Madolche Palooza. That's pretty standard Madolche decks. Just special summon anything for your hand. You can use it to stop an attack that would kill you. You can use it to trigger Ticket if you sort of need it like that. Like you have like just a Mew in hand, you can flip the Palooza Mew when it gets shuffled to get a Ticket for like an Angel or something better. And yeah, just use it to span the field, easy, insta-win if you have this, and like 4, 5, 3, even 3, or 2 Madolches in hand, special summon them all, boom, easy win there, because you're probably going to be able to go for Tiara after that, and completely demolish your opponent's board, and then just hit them for an awful lot of damage. We're going to go with some Mirror Force. I just like Mirror Force past the 4 limited traps. I just prefer running Mirror Force as my next trap, so I'm just running 2 of that. 1 copy of Solemn Warning. I'm wanting to go with Trapson. This is pretty standard Madolche decks. So this deck combos even more than regular Madolche decks, so it's definitely a good idea to have Trapson just to stop your opponent, be able to stop you, basically. And last I'm running 1 copy of Vanity Emptiness. So for the side deck, I'm running 2 copies of Flying Sea. This is stuff like Burning Abyss, just any deck that XYZ knows this is good for. But specifically against Burning Abyss because it'll destroy all of the Burning Abysses they tried to summon. I'm 2 copies of MST. This is just for back row heavy decks, anything with continuous spells or traps, pendulum decks, etc. I'm 1 copy of Raigeki, just clear fields. If I'm running against a spammy deck like Cleese or like Hundas or something like that. So I'm running 1 copy of Spell Shattering Arrow. This is again for decks that rely on continuous spells and traps, like pendulums or stuff like Blackwings or Fire Fists. Stuff like that I'd side this in against. So I'm running 2 copies of Black Horn of Heaven. This is easily the card that I would replace first in this side deck. I haven't been able to test this out, but I just thought I'd throw this in here. Just to test it out now that you can get rid of cards if more than one is special summoned at the same time. So we're going to go with Fairy Wind. It's like Spell Swing Arrow, except just extends the multi-trap cards, so if they're playing stuff like Skilled Rain, lose the turn, you can Fairy Wind them, as opposed to just Spell Shattering Arrow them. Although you will lose your Ticket or Chateau, but that's fine. It's much more important to get rid of the cards that are troubling you than having Chateau or Ticket up. And then of course you just use it to kill your opponent with that, same as Spell Shattering Arrow, just use it to finish it off. Because often in Madolche you'll hit like for like 7,000 and something, and then just boom, that or that, pretty easy finishes. I need to come up with Imperial Iron Wool, so I know you can't use Who Gets Effect there, but this practically shuts down Inferno's Instant Race if they can't remove it, and you're practically going to win the game there. You don't need Who Gets Effect off that if you're going to win the game, just straight off of this card. I took up with Shadow Imprisonment, this is just any dark decks, a bunch of them, not just Shadows and Burning Abyss, it's like random decks you play against, like Blackwings, oh god, can't remember, Dark Worlds, so many decks that are darks. That's great. It's a great card. I'm going to go with Torrential Tribute. It's the same reason as Raigeki. It's not that good in this deck because if you blow up your own Madolches, they won't get shuffled back. But it's fine if you win you the game against like your Senjus, play everything. Torrential, boom, that's the whole hand gone. Easy win there. And last time anyone covered Trap Sun, the same thing with MST. So against trap heavy decks and stuff like Tellarknights, etc. Where Trap Sun will be really useful in. For my extra deck, I'm running 1 copy of Norden. Like I said, it's for instant fusion. I don't know what it's saying, so when you special summon, you get special summon a level 4 low in your graveyard. So we just use this basically. Just grab for XYZ if you need it in a pinch, or just extend combos, or just to pop a trap your opponent's got if you know it's there, like you're playing against trap tricks and abandoned bottomless, you go for that to instant fusion the Nord and make some XYZ. Well, they'll probably get rid of the bottomless there, and then you can push into a play with like Mew and Angeli if you're doing that, or Brilliant Fusion, or just anything you got really. When you come to Seraph, so this is for Brilliant Fusion. So basically, Seraph just gives you 2 normal summons, which just makes you combo really hard sometimes. So this is why I'm using it. When I want to combo with Mades, it's just another option other than that beast. And like I said before, we can just win some matches against Yang Zings, etc. When I want to combo with Black Nose Dragon, so this is Ghost Ogre. So it's just there for emergencies. When I want to combo with Nashori Beast, I've already explained, you basically win games easily against decks like Shadows, Necros, sometimes just with this card alone. And other decks you can just completely shut them down if they open a bunch of spells. So the next season, when I want to come with Bistwell, just that's any graveyard based decks. This is normally just what I go into, just generally, because most of these decks are pretty reactive as they need something on board for them to be useful. But Bistwell is just one you can go into regardless, and he'll probably be of some use. And you can always just easy detach from him if you want to get off the effect of Trick Clown, etc. And we'll copy of Castell, best rank 4. And we'll copy of Dark Rebellion. I really like this guy. Works pretty well. Steal no attack, and then you can, like, if you can go Dark Rebellion Tiara, you can just steal the attack of their biggest monster and then just Tiara it back in and just ram for a bunch of damage. When we look over Diamond Dire, this is the other XYZ I'll probably go into the most, just to pop up like a back row they have, so I can continue playing off, and then that'll get cards in the grave if I need one for like a Tiara, etc. When we look over Exton, again like Castell, practically the best rank 4. When you want to be Levier, that basically summons your Angelos you're going to banish, or your Jugglers if you want, or whatever you banish, like a bottomless, or if your opponent's playing the banish deck, whatever they had. When you want to copy of MX Saber Invoker, so it's like Levier, except it summons Gelato from your deck. So it's basically, just with these, is what you go into with Hoot and Mew, just to go for that turn 1 Tiara. So, I'm playing one copy of Choco, I've already said. You can just summon so much with her, because what effect is you can target while Madolche in your graveyard shuffle it into the deck, and if you have Pudding Cess attached to it when a Madolche is shuffled into the deck, you can detach one to special summon a Madolche from your deck. So you can basically get 3 special summons off of this, so you use her effect when you had Ticket out, then you can use her other effect, and then Ticket to special 2, and then later, like if you use the field spell, you can shuffle one in, and then you can use her effect again, just not once per turn. You can use it as much as you want. Unless I'm running 2 copies of Tiara, it's basically the best. This is probably one of the best specific XYZ cards in the entire game, or even the best. Like non-destructive, non-targeted removing, absolutely amazing. You have to put your Madolches in, you can trigger Ticket off this, and just remove their cards. Amazing. So anyway, this has been the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed. This has been Jackson100 signing off. Have a good day.